She nasty. But we're about to take care of all this. Starting now. A little mini tub maybe. If I have to, I might even come back with a frame notch, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright, so I started cutting this tub out, got it all out. There, got that little piece out there. Now, oh, dog running around. So you can see this one's all rusted out still. But yeah, that's how it did look. Take care of all this cancer, get rid of it. It looks way better anyways. It's gonna look good with a tire under here. So, I'm not sure I want to build this car and then build a race car. So what I think I'm gonna do, even though I got the frame all pretty much fucking done. Well, it is done. It's all box braced, all that good stuff. I have the other braces for it. Some QA1 joints. Oh, don't mind the garage. Yeah, so I have some nice QA1s for it. It's supposed to be something like that to brace that, help brace the lower torque boxes to the upper torque boxes. Yeah, so have a set of those, but I think I'm gonna notch it a little bit, not too far, but take it like maybe an inch. Cause so some people will notch them way back here, but I think I'm just gonna take it up to this weld. Just so I think if I do that, I can fit a 12-inch rim under here. I just really want to have a nice 12-inch with a 28-10-5 tucked underneath this thing. Just because if I went this far, why not get what I really want? So, yep, just a quick little update on where we're at. Yeah, that's already gonna look a lot better. I have the trunk pan going in today, and then I'll start on the tub / wheel wells. So I'm not sure. I had the wheel wells out of the other trunk. I don't know if I'm just gonna do like an aftermarket tub, or if I should just add a few inches to the stock tub on the other one. So, but I don't know. We'll see, and I'll add to it. Yeah, that drop down is ugly. It's all rusty. This one ain't too terrible, but it's got all those holes, so either which way it needs to be fixed or replaced. But nothing to it but to do it. Thanks for watching as always. Alright, as you've seen, I got this one cut out, and we got working on getting this kick gun out and grinding all the bottom little welds out, spot welds. But we got that inner wheel well out. I gotta bring another trunk pan up in here, set it up in here, draw a line so I know how far I can cut, because this one has some rust. And I'm getting rid of all the rust no matter what. So this one's got rust going across this bottom here. For the most part, it's good. You know, those are where we just basically rip the trunk pan off so it'll quit rusting. But I don't know why it seems like these cutlasses rust the fuck out, but the Monis and a lot of the other shit are. Yeah, so I'll be cutting this out for the mini tub. So that'll be good. I'm gonna probably cut some of this out. We'll see how far I can go whenever we bring that other trunk pan in here. So these guys over here doing motor things. Yep, nothing to it. Backyard garage boogie build. Got the new trunk pan, new to me trunk pan. Cut this out so I can scoot it over, get another 2.5 inches of wheel well. So I want to have my car tucked and lowered. So it's kind of dark, but this thing is really clean. It ain't rusty, this is dirt. But this thing is really clean. About to tack weld her in. We done got her all in there. For the most part, anyway. Mini tub the bitch, might as well since we're here. We're here, it's here. Somebody's got to do it. And then like that's kind of ugly, but I'm gonna fix all that. Nonetheless, progress is progress. This bitch ain't had a trunk in like 3 years.
With that trunk cut outside for probably what, 2?
Yeah, this trunk's nice though.
Probably more than that.
Really nice. We got the trunk pan in. They got the motor and stuff in there. Just a late night. Javion ran off again. But nonetheless, it's in there. The blue's definitely a little different, but it'll be alright. Time for the mini tub. Alright, so cut that line off straight. I got it beveled. I guess you can say beveled. Strengthen it up and put the lip all the way down it. I have the matching lip on that, so it should set nice in here. And then I can tack weld it, all the tacks from the inside. And then I have the wheel wells same way, all cleaned up on the inside. I'm gonna, lay it on top, tack weld it all the way around. Got everything all cleaned up now. Like I said, I was just mopping it up yesterday, so it's all gonna go together pretty well. I have this side all cleaned out also, but I'm gonna, you see that's just horrible. It's probably Bondo or something I did whenever I was younger. I had this car for like 15 years, I think. Something close to it anyway. I think so. Maybe 13, 14 years. I don't know. I had this car for a long time. So I'm finally doing something with it. I don't want to be one of them people that says I'll eventually get to it one day and then I die and someone sells all my shit. Needless to say, the trunk's pretty much ready to go. And I'm not going to weld this right here though. Everything else will get welded because I'm going to replace this panel right here. They sell little sections. They go from like here, like right above this light. So I'm just going to replace that. But for now, I need to get this trunk pan in here. And this one isn't too bad. It's got like one little pinhole, but who knows? We'll see. It's a little pitted. That does feel a little thin. Maybe I'll replace both sides. I don't know. But we'll see. Now I have to put the trunk back in here and then start on the wheel wells or the tubs. I think I'm going to have to cut this out the bottom of this and then I'll weld it to the top of the tub. So we'll see. But I'm going to need that strength because when you pull down, well, you probably can't see it in the fucking video, but whenever you pull down on it, the whole piece flexes, so should be good. Then I've also cleaned up a lot of this. Let's see. Yeah, so as I said, I beveled this whole edge also. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but I beveled it, cleaned it. Just because I beveled this, both sides. I said beveled it, but I'm pretty sure that's the wrong terms I'm looking for. But pretty much that'll just help strengthen it up a little bit. Then I got all of everything cleaned up, new holes in it, all the way down it. So yeah, like I said, I beveled this. So we should be ready to put her in. So kept crawling on me, some bitch. But yeah, poor old Cutlass. It's been without a trunk for half of a decade now. So at least it'll finally get that, and then we can start on the outside body work. Get it back on the frame for good. Got the body mounts right onto Malo, boxed in, helping me out a little bit along the way and holding the car for me. I didn't have it room, but so that turned out a lot better too. Like I said, that was all jagged and ugly and stuff. But all right, enough rambling on. Let me get back to it. All right, so to help with holding up the trunk pan, I decided to use the cherry picker. I drilled a little hole in the trunk and I put a square plate on the bottom with a bolt sticking through it, just to kind of help me hold it up, because normally TJ helps me, but he's not here right now. So, but nonetheless, it's in place for the most part. But that's what I had to do to get it done. But it's pretty much almost all lined up now with the chain, as you see. So I'll just clamp that down into place, and then I can start throwing in tacks. Yeah, see, so I did so the two bevels are gonna meet up perfect, and then I'll be able to ooh, excuse me, I just ate some tacos. Yeah, so then I should be able to get it going pretty well. Just figured I'd do a quick update and show you guys that little trick. I always like just mentioning the little tricks that help out, especially whenever you're just trying to do stuff by yourself. So it helps me out, so it might help you out if you have a cherry picker and a drill. All right, let's get a little bit more of this done. Be back at you in a minute. All right, got it all in here. Got some tacks to hold it. I ran out of gas, so I ended up having to do a couple flux core tacks until tomorrow. But yeah, so don't mind me, they're a little nasty. But nonetheless, it is holding it in. It's not gonna go anywhere. It'll look good whenever it's all done. Oh, whenever I get gas, I'll grind some of them down, and I mean, obviously if they're welded, then they're welded, but I'll do the rest of them with the gas. But I do have a trunk pan now. Excited. Super excited. It's looking good. Yeah, so we have a trunk. So the kick down little panels are a little different because that was from a Grand Prix. You know, me having a Cutlass is gonna be a little bit different. So it has this little gap right here, which I'm not really too worried about that. I can fill that in with a little piece of metal. Yeah, so I might just go completely like a little square, more or less. I guess not really square, like a little Dorito shaped piece of metal on both sides. But nonetheless, it's in there. Look at that, maybe pound that little dent out or something. Who knows? Don't really matter for real. I'm just excited to have a trunk in here, and I can use the stock gas tank with the sump from my Magnum Fuel 750 to work. So next up is start working those tubs. I got the metal already, 16 gauge. So I just need to cut it to size. Not a big deal. But that's next. I'll keep you guys filled in on the progress. Like I said, that was a good idea. It worked out. It's just a little bitty hole, like a 3/8 hole. I can fill in with no problem. Grind it down smooth. Or maybe even leave it there and just kind of paint over it so it doesn't rust. No, I'll get rid of it. But, all right. Oh, I do got to cut these down some. So I'm going to cut them. Then, like I said, I'm going to, whenever I do the tubs, I'm going to weld the tub to the brace to like re-strengthen it up and everything. So that should be pretty cool. I just have to make sure I don't come down far enough. That might be a problem. Thought about making my own hinges. Maybe start making some hinges. Well, we'll worry about that on another video, but oh no, pretty cool. I'm excited. Alright, I kind of have the start of the wheel tub in. And I got this other piece all mocked up and cut out. I just stuck it in there where I wanted it. I traced all around it on the inside and outside and everything. It all lines up pretty well. I'm about to, so this lining is kind of a bitch to cut because I had to put my tool in there. I don't know why I can't think of the name right now, but I had to put something in there to make sure that I was like trying to cut it straight because I didn't want the sidewall to be like angled weird. I wanted it to be straight. So that's basically kind of how I did that to get my all the way down it. So the line like looked kind of goofy, but I mean it's straight up according to this thing anyways, at least level with the trunk. So should turn out pretty good. I got like some tacks around it and stuff, so shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna have to fill in this spot, and I gotta cut this little rust out anyway, so. But yeah, shouldn't be too bad. Like I said, I'm gonna have to fill in a few little spots, but all in all, it'll work for what I needed. I mean, I didn't plan on trying to make it like exactly perfect because I'll never get it done. But a lot of progress in a couple days, so just excited to maybe get this thing coated on the bottom and put back together. But I'll get you guys another update when I get a little bit farther. She's slowly coming together now. I have that piece in there that I cut out. I don't think it's looking too bad for my first time ever doing this. Don't look too bad. Like I said, I'll have to fill in these spots up here and stuff, but all in all, I'm gonna be able to fit a big tire up in there. Gonna have to reconnect the hinges, and actually it just touches it whenever it's low enough for the hood. Whenever it's low enough for the hinge to actually have the trunk shut, it like just touches it. So I may be able to just like put a small little dent in the top, and then. But all in all, she's looking good, looking good. No complaints, no complaints. Let's see. So I'm just gonna slowly pull the metal over to this metal and then tack it as I go. Well, I'm starting from the other side, so. But yep, my bad about closing you guys off. But yeah, so that's just a small little update. But went from no trunk for 4 or 5 years to mini tub, so I'm okay with that. Alright, so I pretty much have both of the tubs all the way in and tacked in. It's a lot of work. First time doing it, made our own tubs too, so not like I bought them. It would have been a lot easier. But I cut a lot of the stuff out before I even put the trunk in here, and I probably made a mistake doing that. But so now I have to fill in these little spots, and under here, over here, I have to get metal, bend it, shape it. But nonetheless, turned out pretty good. For real, I mean, I can't complain too much. But I figure I'll give a small update. Thanks for watching as always.